Okay, what I want to show you today is about the Marlin 7000. It's very similar to the 785, 795, I'm not sure of those numbers, but it's a semi-automatic rifle from Marlin, and they're extremely accurate. I'm not going to show you about how to camo paint. There's places that do that. I'm not going to show you how to take it apart and put it together. There's other videos that address those things. There's some things though I think could be addressed a little better. One is the magazine. Now this is a 7-round magazine. I've seen 10-round magazines and 7s from Marlin. I think if you go to sportsmansguide.com, they've got some 15-round magazines that look like they're pretty decent. There's a Shooter's Ridge one that's I believe 30 rounds that I've read nothing good about, so I've never spent the money to try one. This magazine, to release the magazine, you have to push up on that part and pull down on this. This happens to be a 7-round magazine. This magazine will also fit the Marlin 2000, which is a bolt action rifle. So if you have magazines for one, you have magazines for the other. However, this magazine is made for the semi-auto, which means that this rifle's been cleared. I just want to show you something. When you fire this rifle, on the last shot, it comes back, it will lock the bolt open. This magazine is obviously empty, there's nothing in it, but a handy little feature for you to drop the magazine and change it to a new one. And then to close the magazine is very much like a lot of military weapons with a button someplace else or something of that nature. But anyway, all you got to do is push down on this, or if there's a round in it, you can just pull back on the slide and let it go. Either way. There's another feature to this rifle that I don't know if anybody's talking about. That's this rifle's cocked now. There's obviously nothing in it, but with the magazine out, it will not fire. If you listen close, you won't hear any clicks. It won't work. I'm not sure I like that feature or not, but some people do. One thing about it is the magazine's out and you think it's empty and it does have one in there, you're at least not going to have an accidental discharge. Now listen closely. The magazine in, of course it functions just fine. The downside of this rifle is that this group, we shoot this about 100, 150, 200 rounds max. You've got to pull this apart because you have and clean it all out. I take the trigger group out and the bolt out and use carburetor cleaner with a aerosol with a long nozzle on it and blow all that crud and carbon out of there, and then wipe it down as best I can, then blow it out again with the air compressor, and then oil it and put it back, and then it's good to go for another 3-4 boxes of shells. However, if you want to shoot a long day, it's a pain in the ass to try and clean that in the field. This rifle is extremely accurate. I'm going to show you that in a little bit from a film we made the other day. This particular scope on here is an outstanding scope. It's a Shepherd scope. It's calibrated specifically for the 22 long rifle. And using Federal Auto Match 22, comes in a bulk pack. It's surprisingly accurate, very accurate. The group's at 100 yards. Will run anywhere from inch, inch and a half. You'll have a few that are out there in 2 inches, but it's a good solid 2-inch gun, and probably less than that. And that's shot from a bench, not from me standing there blasting away at stuff. There's circles in this scope. You zero at 50 yards. Then there's a 9-inch circle below that, at least it represents 9 inches. And that is on the crosshair below the 50-yard zero at the point of aim where the bullet will hit at 100 yards. There's another one at 150, 2, 253, 354, 450, and 5. Now it matches up really well with most ammo out to about 200, 250. Past that, your ammo might be a bit flatter if you're shooting something fairly hot and that 1400 foot per second stuff, and it'll be a little, some of your ammo will fall well below that if you're shooting some target ammo that's in that 1000 to 1100 foot per second bracket. But the rifle shoots extremely well. That's about all I've got for you. There's a lot more to it, of course, but you can find out just as much on somebody else's side as you can mine. If you have any questions, put them in the comment part, and we'll see what we can do to answer them.